Hello and welcome to another edition of Sloppy Sudoku Solving. That means I have no idea what kind of technique or plan I'm going to use until I actually get going on the game. So without further ado, let's start, I think, a new game. Of course, I'll be playing at the hard level. Seems to be the most appropriate for this game. If you've downloaded this game before, by Brainium, it's Sudoku Plus. It's pretty good. It's free for Apple users in the Apple App Store. Okay, so generally the first thing to do is to look and see about the distribution of the numbers. There's not much in the top here, but there's quite a lot in the bottom going on, and especially in the central region. And I just kind of let my eyes pick up numbers. I think that's a good way to do it. Just without really focusing on anything, just let your eyes rest on the numbers. And the first thing I can see is there is ones here. There are ones coming down in this right-hand sector, and there are ones going across the central sector, and there's a very easy one missing here. So that's a nice simple number to begin with. And also I can see threes. Because there's a single space here, my eye tends to be drawn towards single spaces like this at the beginning. And I can see threes running across the top row and threes running across the central row of this middle section. So clearly that's a 3 going in there. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, looking down, I can see 7s in the columns. In this bottom right here, we can go 7s in the left-hand column, 7s in the right-hand column. So in the central column here, we can fill in a 7. And let's continue across, since we've got 7s across now, across the rows. And let's go across to the left-hand section. We can see there's only one position for number 7, so we can fill that in quite quickly. Okay, back to the right-hand bottom sector, I can see 4s going down in this column here, and there's a 4 going across the top row, so that means there's only one position available for 4, that goes here. Okay, looking across this row across the central sector now, so I can see there are 2 numbers missing. So this, when you see a line with just a couple of numbers missing, it's always worth checking out which numbers are missing. We might be able to get an easy couple of fills here. So we can see the numbers missing are 2 and 8. Well, clearly there's an adjacent 8 here, so that means that 8 must go in here, and the missing 2 can just finish off this row here. So that's nice and simple too. Okay, that's probably all of the really simple numbers that we can get right at the beginning. I'm just looking around, scanning around. I don't really see anything else that's very easy, like a gimme at the beginning. So I think it's time to start filling in some candidates now then. So, well, we can decide where to begin. There's obviously this central sector has only 3 numbers missing. That's probably a good place to begin. So we can see the 2, 1 is done already. The 2 is across the central row, so 2 has to go across the top. Now, if you're using this Sudoku by Brainium, Sudoku Plus, the way to fill in the candidates is to hit this pencil button, and that will allow you to make notes. So we can fill in a 2 here and a 2 here. Whatever software you're using, or if you're doing it by hand, of course, just put small 2s. I have a technique of putting them in the top left-hand corners if they're pairs. Maybe I'll show you that one time how I fill them in using pen and paper, because I have my own little system that I think is quite useful. Okay, the other numbers that are missing are 4, and 4 goes here or here, and 7, and the 7 goes here and here, and that's finished now because there are only 3 numbers missing here. I think let's come across to this right-hand column, right-hand sector here, adjacent. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s can go anywhere. 6s can't go across the central row, but 6s can go up here in 2 possible locations. 7 is done already. 8s can't come in the right-hand column, but they can come in other places. There, like so. And 9s can go anywhere at the moment. Okay. Nothing we can really do about that. There's nothing useful here. Let's come across to this left-hand side, the central section on the left. 1, 2, 3 is done already. 4s can go anywhere. Okay, 5s can't go on the left-hand column, but they can go here in 3 locations. 6 is done already. 7s have to go in this middle column. 8s can't go in the middle column, but can go anywhere else. And 9s can't go in the right-hand column, but can go other locations. Alright, so let's just have a look across here and see if there's anything that we can fill in. 4, 8, 9. Okay, nothing useful there. Nothing useful there either. Okay, let's come back down to the bottom. Okay, let's begin. Doesn't really matter, I think, but let's begin in the bottom left then. 1. Aha, we missed 1 already. Look, 1 we can fill in. 1's go across. I should have seen that before. Only 1 position for 1. And since we're at it, we're going to start filling in the pairs for the top. Since, following the 1s around like this, it's fairly easy to see. 1s, if I go across the center, the sector, there's only 2 possible locations for 1 again. Okay. Back to this bottom left. 2s can't go in the central square, but can go anywhere else. 3's done already. 4s can't go across the top row, but can go in the central row like this. Okay, 5's done already. 6s, oh my god, 6 we should do already. Look at this, 6 is only 1 location for 6. And just double checking if we can fill in other 6s. Well, there's going to be only 2 locations for 6 here, so we'll do that right now. 7 is done. 8 is back here. 7 is done. 8 is done. 9. Now 9s now can. There's only 1 place for 9s left. Only 1 place for 2 now. 1 place for 4. So we've got this left-hand sector done already. Now if we look up here, also we can see 4, 8. So many players would now kind of continue and fill in other numbers, but I prefer to look and see what's available to remove right now. So I can see 4 and 8, 4 and 8. That means that 4 and 8 can't go in any other square in this sector, and here we have 5 and 8. So since it can't be 8, has to be 5, and now we know we can fill in the missing number from this column, which is an 8. Now back here, of course, we can remove the 4 from these two squares as well. Okay, now let's have a look and see if that affects anything going across. Okay, I don't think so. Right, now, well, we can go, either we could go up the top here. In fact, let's just go to the top here. 2s, there are only 2 possible locations for 2 because we can't go in the central column. In fact, we know what these missing numbers are, don't we? They're 2 and 3, right? Because we already have the other numbers in this column. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So then we have back missing here. We have 4, 5. That's it, 4 and 5, and they can go anywhere. Oh, sorry. 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay. Right. Let's come back to this. I want to come along the bottom sector because I think there's more chance of filling in numbers along here and finding something. So let's see. One in this central region, we've got central sector. We've got 2s can only go across the middle row. 3s, can also only go in the same place. So that's useful. We can see 2s and 3s have to go in this square and this square only. And that means that since it's 2 and 3, this is an exclusive pair, means that no other number can go in those 2 squares. So we've got 3 squares left for the remaining 3 numbers. And sometimes this is useful, it gives us an easy find as well. But let's see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Next number is 5. 5 can't go in this square. 5. So there are 2 possible locations for 5. That's here and here. 6 is done. 7. The other missing number is 8. 8 can't go along here. It can't go over here. So 8 is along the bottom row here, like this. Okay, nothing really useful there. So let's try the bottom right hand sector. 1, 2, 3s. Okay, 3s we know go across the bottom row, but we also know 3s go across the central row. So that means there's only 2 possible locations for 3. They have to go along the top row like this. 4. 5 is not in the central row, so other locations are here and here. Missing number is 6, and 6 is also in 3 possible locations here, like this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 numbers already, and we've got 4 missing spaces. So whatever is left has to be the number here. And in fact, we can see if we look across, we have 9s and 9s going across the rows, and clearly we have a 9 missing here. Okay. All right, let's just check across here and see if anything is useful. Nothing here. So it's time for the top right sector, I think. Right, what's missing? 1 and 2 is in. 3 is up along the central column, and we can fill candidates in these 3 locations. 4 has to be somewhere in the central column because left and right columns have 4s already. 5s can be anywhere in this particular sector. 6 can't be in the central row, but can be in other places. Yep. 7 is in. 8s go across the top row and the right hand column, so there's 2 possible places for 8. That's here and here. And finally 9s run across the bottom row, so there are locations for 9, not in the left column, So there are 3 locations for 9. Okay, right, let's check and see if we can do any of our removals. Yep. Okay, so in this left-hand column, we've got 5, 6, 3 here, 5, 6, 3 here, and 5, 6. So that's 3 squares that contain only 3 numbers, 5, 3, and 6. So the remaining square, which is this, 6 and 8, it can't be 6, has to be 8. So we can fill that in now. And that will help us because as we extend the 8s across the row to the left, and 8s, there's only one possible location for 8 now. 4 is left by itself, that goes in there. Also now 2 is showing itself, 7 is a solitary number, 4 is by itself, so we can do that. 9 now shows up as a single number, 6 here, 7 here, so doing quite well. Down here, 3 is now left by itself, 2 here. Okay, that's just about it. So with my sloppy solving technique, it's just chop and change really, whatever's suitable for a particular time. Right, we've got one sector left that needs to be done, so let's see, we've got 1s filled in, 2s, there are 2 possible locations for 2, 3s, there are 3 possible locations for 3. But hang on a second, because I've just noticed something. In the top left-hand sector, we've got 2, 3, and 2, 3. We have no 3 in this square here, and that's because there is a 3 up in this column here. And over here, we have 3s in this corner, in the corners, and that's because there's a 3 in the central column here as well. So that means there's no 3 here. 3s are not allowed in this central column or this one, so 3s have to be in this square, and so 3, 3, there's only one possible location for 3, because intersecting 3s come up from every single column otherwise. Alright, so that number's done. 4s, okay, there are 3 possible locations for number 4, 4, 4, and 4. 5's a bit more of a wild card. It can't come in the left column, but it can come anywhere else. So 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. 6's can't come in the right-hand column and across the central row, but can in other locations. So 6, 6, and 6, 4 6's. 7's, 7's a number we can fill in, so we've got 7's going up in left column, right column, 7's across the central and bottom rows, so there's only one location now for 7. 7's we can fill in, that's nice. Okay, 8's run across the top and across the central column, so 8's come here, here, and here. And 9's, well, 9 we can fill in because 9 goes up the central column, the right hand column, and the bottom row, so this square here must be a 9. And this square is a 5, we can see already. Okay, and 5, if we extend down, 5, the column down, we just filled in. 5 is on the left hand column. That means there's only one location for 5 here. So now in this bottom row we can go 6, 8, 6. Okay, here's a single 6. Here's a solitary 2. Here's a 4, 3, 8. Okay, this is not been so much of a challenge. I'm not sure if we've actually finished here. It's normally a bit more challenging than this. It could be one of the easier puzzles in the hard level. Maybe we solved the problems nice and early on. so we have fewer problems to solve later on. This was really quite a simple one for us to get. Okay, that's the end of that. Okay, so not a difficult one here, a fairly quick one, fairly straightforward, not really any difficult problem solving to take into account. But I hope you enjoyed it, and it was good practice anyway. Okay, thank you. I'll see you again next time.